I've never figured out, even for myself, after all these years of writing, nearly 30 years of working as a novelist, how much I should actually work out of pure intuition and how much I should use conscious craft. I think this is a big question for all creative people. How much of the story do I need to know before I actually start doing the work? If I know too much about the story, it becomes too dry, it becomes too mechanical. But if I don't know enough, then it can easily end up a mess. There are a lot of things I just cannot do unless I know the whole story arc. So I prefer to know quite a lot before I go into action. When the guys turned it into a movie, I mean, I suppose Mark, I mean, he had the screenplay. He thought about every setup. He knew how he was going to shoot it. It's closer to the situation of a novelist who knows a lot about his story before he goes ahead. But I would suspect if you talk to him, when you go out there to shoot, it's almost like a sports event. Everything's going to change. The weather will change things. The way the actors do things change. You have to be ready to adapt and change. So I suspect a lot of intuition comes into filmmaking day by day. I think the casting is not only right. I found in almost every case, I'm talking about even right down to the small characters, the minor characters that come on. I found that they surprised me and actually taught me new things about the characters I had written about in my book. Now that might sound very odd, but actually when you think about it, it's not that strange. There's only one of me. I've got a lot of other things I'm worrying about when I'm writing the novel, like telling the story and writing the language. And you get very skilled actors, very intelligent actors who sympathize deeply with the material, thinking just about their one character. You're bound to get a situation where they deepen the characters, and I feel that's what's happened here. In all the cases, certainly of the three principal characters, I've seen new things. I've learnt new things. They've taught me a lot about the story. My role in the film, officially it says I'm author of the novel and executive producer. What that really means is that I played a kind of I played a supportive role. I didn't think it was my place to interfere too much with the filmmaking, but I've always been very close friends with the screenwriter Alex Garland. We'd been friends for many, many years before he chose to adapt my book. And so for that reason, I think it was a less formal relationship. We talked all the time, all the way through the filmmaking, all the way through the writing, through the shooting, through the post-production. I was on the set, and I was at the first read-through rehearsal, but I always saw my role as being essentially a supportive one. If they wanted to use me as a sounding board, here I said, here I am. But I didn't want to start saying, look, you should do this, or don't change that. I never found myself in a position anyway of feeling uncomfortable with anything they were doing, because we began this. We chose the people very, very carefully at every step of the way.